and welcome to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. We have a cent of the month. Every month you get 25% off, and for the month of July, it is coconut. So you can get everything in our shop that is scented or flavored in that scent, 25% off, plus we have other sale items, so swing on by. I'm sure you'll find something you'll enjoy. Got a special guest that's he's swiping your iPad. He's finding a doggy app, huh? Yeah. Well, this is Dundee.
This is the lap dog.
Yeah, he's growing. He's getting big.
He's 21.8. He likes licking the iPad because he makes it move.
No, he's chewing on your iPad case now. He's getting big, but and growing. That was short-lived. He doesn't realize he's a big dog yet, so he likes to climb in the lap and climb everywhere else.
Bug the cat.
Bug the animals. He's a puppy. He's what puppies do. So, I want to welcome new and returning viewers. Thanks for joining us today. Should be actually a pretty quick podcast. I think we're going to blaze through this so we can get on to painting the house.
So this week's segments include farm happenings, what's cooking in the coop, flown the coop to market, squeal like a pig in the arena, and roundup.
Yeah, sounds like a lot, but we're going to blaze through this. So
farm happenings, we're painting.
Yeah,
next, what's cooking?
Yeah, actually, we've been talking about the painting, and yesterday's weather was gorgeous.
Yeah,
it was perfect for. We don't get that type of weather. It was overcast, got a couple of sprinkles a little bit. Because they've been, we've been in the 100-degree weather here, and it stayed 80, probably right around 80, in the 80s. But, it was just cool, breeze, overcast, so the sun's not pounding down on you. A little bit of sprinkle every now and again, but, just perfect weather. So we pushed it yesterday and kept painting, and you're doing yellow now. We mentioned that last week. So, now this is where the real big difference is, because we're going with a much brighter yellow than we had before. And because of that, it's bugging Dawn to leave it half done. So half the front of the house is this bright yellow, and the other half is this pastel light yellow that's bleached out from the sun.
Hey. Stop.
Sorry about that. He's playing with trouble. He's getting in trouble because he's playing with trouble. So it was a beautiful day. So we were knocking it out, trying to get things done. And now half the house is this bright, like Dawn's cup, bright yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow with the white trim, and then the other yellow is just like faded pastel yellow. So it's almost looks like the white. So there's really a difference. So when you're standing out in front of the house, it's like, ooh, and over here it's like, ah. But, so we're going to get back out there after we get done with the podcast today and get cracking on that.
Yeah.
So that's about it. That was our farm happenings weekend.
Yep. Woo.
Woohoo.
So what's cooking is, I've been doing this for a few weeks now, or...
That's been a while.
Yeah. And I don't have a name for it. I kind of just put up there frozen banana yum. Because I got the idea from seeing Denise had the Yo Banana or Yo Nana or some kind of contraption she had bought. And I thought, I don't need to buy a $20, $30, I don't even know. Ow, got my toe. Dundee. Thingy. So I froze bananas, and what I do is it makes an ice cream, and I can't have ice cream, and I don't really do sugar, so this is like perfect, except for natural, fruit.
It's all natural, nothing other than frozen. It's
frozen
fresh
fruit
frozen
water.
fruit.
Yeah.
I just cut up fruit that's frozen and then a little bit of water. So.
Yeah, so for me and him, for a serving, I do 2 bananas that have been frozen, and I put them in my Vitamix. I'm sure any kind of blender would work.
It probably has to be pretty stout on the end because these are frozen. So I know when you get down towards the end of it, it's working.
Yeah. So and then I add, if I do strawberry, since I'm kind of allergic to them, I just put like 3 or 4. But if it's like a tropical blend that you can buy frozen at the store, I put like a handful.
Yeah, just it adds
Sometimes
flavor.
I put a little bit more, whatever.
Stump your toe on it.
Yeah, and then I put a half a cup of water because that just seems to get it creamy.
Yeah,
it creams it up. But it is so amazing. You would swear there's like sugar, and it tastes like a.
Well, it tastes like ice cream. It really does.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
not even a sorbet because a sorbet has more icy taste to it. This is just so, because I feel like I'm being super bad at night, because that's generally when we have it when we're watching Cake Boss, and which that just makes you hungry watching that show. So, but that's our new show that we're kind of watching right now. So then you just mix it up, and
there's a
thing
tamp.
has
a tamp
that I push it down.
You make it blend in and force it into the blade so it gets all mixed up.
Yeah.
And that, you kind of work through that until
you
it's
can
all
see when it
blended in.
kind of start moving like a normal blender.
You can see whether it gets chunks, and then when it finally doesn't have that anymore, then it's done.
I don't do chunks. Ugh.
Yeah. But it blends really smoothly, and this is something that you have to eat right away. You have to make it when you eat it. You can't really froze it, because otherwise it's going to turn into a brick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the upside is...
You could freeze it, and then it'd be a popsicle.
Yeah, we haven't. We usually eat it like ice cream,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is really, really delicious.
Yeah.
And depending on, because there's a variety of different frozen fruits that you can get, like the tropical mix or the berry blend or the strawberries or peaches, or they got a variety of frozen fruit you can just get added in there with your bananas. Because we buy fresh bananas and just freeze them, from the store. And then you have a bag full, and you just kind of throw in what. And
it just occurred to me, if you put apples and then just a little bit of cinnamon, that could make it taste kind of like
see, now you know what we're having tonight. Of course, you got to freeze the apples still. We got some fresh apples we can peel and stick in the freezer.
Yeah, or cherries, or.
But yeah, so this is really good. But we figured we'd pass that along to you. We've been talking about putting it in here, but we're finally getting around to it. So summertime, enjoy the nice refreshing, cool dessert that's all natural. So
yep. So in the coop.
In the coop.
In the coop. What is this? In the coop, I am working on my Lena socks, which is by Karen Lobdell. It's a 250 pattern download on Ravelry. Kind of went into this last week. And
you're still working on it.
Yeah,
so.
It's in my Just a Lou bag that James and Jimmy got me a few years ago. And it's done with Gnome Acres. No place like Gnome.
Moving right along.
Yeah, I've knit quite a bit on this. Now it's going to get hung on the yarn. I have knit from the Dicky Doo all the way up and did the heel. And that's a Fish Lips Kiss heel. I'm doing the 64 stitches on this, but I did try it on, and this is a tight pattern, I think, because of the one little cable. It's because when I tried it on, it doesn't fit like my normal 64 stitches. It's much tighter. I mean, I can put it on just fine, but
you feel it.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I started doing the round part. You can see where I don't know if you can see that. So it will continue up the leg.
So you're going to wrap it all the way around.
I'm going to wrap it all. I went ahead and we talked about it this morning, and
we've got a plan.
Yeah. Just jump in and do it. It's going to work. You just can't follow the pattern.
Yeah, when you're going up the leg, you just repeat your pattern. When you get to the top, then you shift it over, and then you do the pattern all the way around, and so it works out. I mean, once you get the hang of it, it should work out. you know, I don't want to give too much away about the pattern because it is a paid pattern, but through what, but so anyway, so it's you know, like I said, we'll see how that turns out. I think once you get going on doing that,
well, you need to read your
knitting.
Read your knitting, because just by looking at the chart, you can't.
Yeah,
you need to
you just kind of have to understand what you're doing, because you just kind of have to work from that understanding, because I think the chart will mess you up.
Yeah.
But that being said.
Yep, so I did some spinning this week because I've been trying to do the Tour de Fleece, you know, and I've gotten up to, there's been some days I've gotten to 20, 30 minutes. My goal was 5 minutes. My goal, because of my knees, was just 5 minutes, but I've done a little bit more.
Yeah,
I don't push it till it hurts, but now, for some odd reason, the old knees, they got lubed up or something. I have no idea.
It's that banana dessert lubricating your joints.
You know, it could be the potassium.
Yeah, there you go. Could be something.
Yeah.
Could be sheer will, just trying to.
It's probably more stubborn. I'm going to do this.
That's called Redhead in action.
Yeah. So this is one bobbin. I have maybe a half an ounce on the other one started, but here's what I've been working on. This is a single, and this is from Julie. It was Smoothie. It's called Smoothie. It's Polworth and Mulberry Silk, and it's from pickperfect.co.uk. And this is so scrumptious. I've never heard of that. So it's
pretty cool.
Really nice. It's just so smooth, and of course the
perfect.
colors.
Your colors,
yeah.
I know, it's green and pink, so
yeah,
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. So it was me, Fuji. So then, flown the coop. And remember, I'm not officially a part of any team Tour de Fleece, but I did open a thread in our group for you to put your finished Tour de Fleece projects in, and we're going to give away a couple braids of fiber.
Yeah.
So I couldn't think, they're not skeins. So yep. So
it's
just
an
seeing all the
extra opportunity for you to get something out of your spinning, and
because I've had fiber donated, and I don't like doing it for, you know, unless it's something to do with spinning, because some people don't spin, and you know, they don't want to win fiber.
Yeah, so that's true.
So
here's an opportunity for those spinners out there to maybe pick up a free bat of fiber.
Yep. So flown the coop, I have two things, which I only have one thing up there. I finally got my fiber, and I don't know what fiber this is at all.
Mystery.
I mixed 2 4-ounce braids together. I spun one color, and then I spun the other, and then I plied them together. So it's a 2-ply, and it's about a worsted.
Yes,
it looks
thicker,
worsted.
yeah.
It ballooned a little bit. And 400 yards. I know it's super wash, so. Yep.
It's pretty.
Isn't that pretty? It turned out so good. I was hoping to get more yardage, but 400 yards is still good, because I was spinning this for a brickless. But I've been told that the brickless
is quite large.
Yeah, some of them have even been 10 feet long or 8 feet, and so I'm 5'2". I could wrap that 1,000,001 times around me.
Yeah.
So most of Martina Bame's patterns are adjustable, so I think I will still go ahead and do it in this. So cool.
Looks good. I think you had some left over, didn't you, on that?
Yeah, I had a lot of the turquoise left over on my bottom.
Your bobbin?
My bobbin.
You got your bottom?
Yeah.
You got a turquoise bottom?
Yeah. So I'll probably just eventually chain ply that up. So
yeah,
because it looks like there could be enough for like a small little toy, like Susan Claudino's little heart pattern or something.
Well, I know you've done toys with your hand spun stuff.
And I think that's why I've had an issue with the toy that I just finished.
Oh.
Because all my toys I generally do in hand spun.
Yeah.
So next finished object is Turtle by Susan Claudino, and this is for our designer along for June, July, and he is done.
Cool.
He is so done. I was bound and determined this week that because this is my main, a lot of the knitting, because I must grip. I'm surprised these double points haven't broken, because I am got a death grip when I do toys to make sure it is so tight.
Yeah.
And this turquoise, it was from that Redlands store.
Oh, the yarn
is the
Dilly?
most crappiest yarn I think I have ever knit with in my life, because it's a single ply and it, like, I used it to sew and it just rips. I don't know if it's gone bad.
You wouldn't think if they...
I would put the needle through and I would go like this, how you pull, and it ripped. Half of it would be still hanging over here. And I was really worried about that because it would do it on the bottom of the feet, where you have your...
Was that a local yarn, or do you...
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
This is Malabrigo, but this was whatever their in-store yarn.
Well...
So, yeah.
Good thing we don't frequent that shop. I don't even know that they're still
I doubt
around.
if it's open. And anyways, she has two different variations. One is Limnit Crochet inspired best friends artwork. Josh's art.
It's running away. He thought turtles were slow.
Turtle. He's like, and but I chose just to do normal turtle looking dude, so he doesn't have the little squirrely on top, and then he has a normal little tail. And her patterns are so well written. They always show where to put the placement, and so super great patterns. I was just not in the mood for him.
Well, I know when you were doing the body, it was hurting your hand to actually do the reduce to pull it all together, and so I think that kind of started the
Yeah. I got
when there's so many other fun things you're working on to
and I had to do that. I'm like, I will do one leg and then I get to knit on the sock, or
it's the reward program.
But it was like, I'd rather go clean the bathrooms.
That's saying a lot.
I'd find anything to do. It's like, no, I have to get a leg done. And so,
yeah, well, like I said, you like her patterns. It just for whatever reason you just weren't in the mood.
I do them in hand spun, and I think that's I like. Yeah.
Yep. So it's done.
Yep, it's super cute.
Awesome.
So, yay.
He looks cool.
Yeah, he's cute. And for our, I keep forgetting to mention that for that knit along, Lucas Brochet podcast and proprietor of the Ami Eyes is giving away a free set of Ami Eyes as a prize. So
cool.
So you got those, in the mix to be thinking of too. When you
we
knit
got
your toys.
a week and a half left or so for the designer along. So.
Yep. And then it will be Limnit Crochet.
Animals are all...
Animals attack at my feet.
They're all up and running.
Yep. So, to market.
To market. That would be me. One of the things I've been... this is kind of photography related. I don't usually buy yarn and stuff. I get gifted from my fine and lovely wife. When she set me up on a pattern, she gives me some yarn. So, but anyway, so photography related, I've been wanting, or actually needing, a couple new backdrops. I've got an assortment of backdrops that I have and I use for doing different things, portraits and studio work, whatever. And I had a black one, and then Trouble, who's down here at my side, white cat, black backdrop. He got so much hair in that thing that it would be impossible to clean out. So I went ahead and got a new black backdrop. These are muslin backdrops. They're 100% cotton. And these are larger size. They make them in a variety of sizes, but I usually get the large ones, which are like 10 foot by 20 foot. So I have a couple options to use with when I actually get to it. But went in and bought a black one, and then I've never had a white one.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, white backdrop, completely white, is good for high key photography. So basically, wash out the back, and I can when I actually get it set up, I could probably do a whole picking on the farm on how to do high key photography. and how to use that white backdrop to really, enhance it. But I did get those 2 backdrops this last week so that I can get them set up in the studio and start doing some photography with them, because the other backdrops I have are more colorful and stuff like that. I wanted white and black just because those are the 2 things that really, when the subject's more important than the backdrop, because sometimes the backdrop can distract from your subject depending on what you're taking a picture of. These are good because you can work with them. And so anyways, that was my to market. I went ahead and got those, and excited to get them up in the studio and start using them to take pictures. But so, yay.
So Squeal like a pig. I got gifted a few more patterns this week, and one of them was Miss Winkle, which is a Martina Bang pattern, and that was from Sasha, stitched by Sasha. And then I was gifted from Nitty Van Cat. Where did it go? Oh. And she has the Stitch Sisters podcast. It's an audio podcast. I've mentioned it a couple times. And she sent this as a belated birthday present. And it's Catch the Rainbow Socks by Cece Allman. And Cece Allman has the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. And I have this yarn exactly, what she used for this pattern. And I'm going to bring it up because I didn't realize you can see the little rainbow.
Oh, cool.
So let me show you. Isn't that neat? When the picture's small, you just see that it looks like kind of like the groovy sock kind of pattern. But when you bring up the picture, that you see the little rainbows.
That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that cute?
So it works appropriately with the rainbow striped sock.
So I'm really and it's
yarn.
Cool because I have that exact yarn, and because I don't think Knit Picks is making that Felici yarn. What is going on here?
You haven't.
So thank you so much, and yeah, that's really cool. She made these really high. I don't know if I'll go that high. It ain't cold here.
Knee socks?
Knee socks, yeah. I always think of... Never mind.
On to the podcast.
Yep. So, Knitwit in Texas, Melody sent me a belated birthday present pattern, and this is the Wispy Cardigan by Hannah Fedig. I'll just bring it up. It's easier for you to see the picture. And I have two different colors of yarn that I could use for this, which would be absolutely perfect. I have that red fish silk, and then I have a pink alpaca. So it's like, I need to finish the featherweight that's on the needles, though, because this is a lace weight cardigan too.
It's going to take a bit of knitting. Yeah,
that's what's on the needles now is the featherweight. So. And she always posts Instagram pictures of her grandson, Logan. I just love that little boy. He's just the cutest thing. So thank you so much. And then Knittin' in Love, East Tennessee. That just doesn't sound right when I said it. I'm going to just double check this because Knittin' Love, East Tennessee.
Oh, did you get an extra...
Knitting in. Yeah, she ain't knitting in. Knitting in. I'm getting tongue-tied. She sent me a belated birthday present pattern, too, and it's Corey the Curious Fish. And this is a Jenna Krupar pattern, and I've knit quite a few of her patterns, too, and it only takes like 90 yards of worsted weight, so that should be a pretty quick one.
A quick knit for you.
But look at this face of this. It's just, this is the Fish Lips Kiss Hill fish. No. I just love the lips of that. It just reminds me of little fishies I used to have. Yeah. And then I think that's all the patterns. So thank you so much.
Cool. Awesome.
I got a couple packages this week. And from Mad79 sent me a little birthday package. And sent a card, of course, and she sent me mini skeins for my Scrappy Happy Blankie. So that's really cool. She knits quite a bit of socks. And she sent me Barocco socks, and it's stripes, but this has like the perfect name. I don't know if you can see that. It is called Dundee. I mean, how perfect is that? Because she knows I'm all about the names.
You make little 4 little mini socks for the dog, huh?
Yeah. And I'll make him a little bow tie.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, that is really cool. I've never knit with this before, so that's exciting.
Cool.
First thought of socks for you, but it has that fuchsia in there, and that's a no. That's a no-go. And then she sent candy corn, Easter candy corn, and then normal candy corn.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Because I thought that is one heavy package. So thank you so much, Melanie.
Pretty cool.
That was really fun to
Nice.
get. Yeah. And then I got a package yesterday, and from Stitched by Sasha. She had a boo-boo bag. That's where she said it would. It's a messed up bag. Sasha does not mess up bags, let me tell you. This bag, it's her wedge bag. And I love the handle on it. It's like the perfect size. It's not, too thick. And I mean, it's just so, look how beautiful this is. And then inside, pretty fabric in the note. So, yeah, she does not make boo-boos. And so I am not calling this a boo-boo bag. I mean, it's awesome.
Pretty awesome, though.
So yeah, when it was folded in the thing, I'm like, oh, that's such a wee little bag, But when it opened, it's like perfect. I mean, you could put a good 2 full skeins in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of room in there.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So I'm really excited to.
You know what that means? You have to start another project now.
I know.
You got a bag.
I'm like, oh, it's got to have something purpley.
Bag that's waiting to be used.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome.
So that's really cool. So I can't wait till she gets some stuff in her shop. But yeah, I really like the size of this and how it's designed. The shape of it. It's like, oh, cool.
Awesome.
So, thank you, Sasha. So, in the arena?
That's it.
Is that where we're at?
We're in the arena.
So we still have our hatch in it. Every month we've been doing that for eons now. Because aren't we coming up on our...
We are coming up on our 4-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Or, wait, no, 3-year. Yeah, because we're coming up to episode 156 soon. So that would be 3 years. And into our 4th year.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's coming up. I think that's next podcast. If you want to figure it by number of weeks, or you figure out by the date.
Yeah.
But we're coming pretty darn close to 3 years.
Way, yeah.
Completing year 3 and into year 4. So,
Anyway.
episode 4.
So the hatch in it. It's any project, any spinning, anything.
Yeah, anything you knit up
Yep.
and complete in that month, stick it in there, and you might win a prize.
Yep. And then got an email about a Kickstarter for a yarn where she can dye yarn. She wants to dye some yarn. And this is Stitch. No, it's not. Yeah, Stitches Please. And she has the Fearless Knitter podcast. And I will put the link so you can watch her Kickstarter thing. Her company is going to be called Color Me Happy. So if you want to go support her and get a new indie dyer out there. And so
Cool.
thought I would pass that info along. And then I already mentioned our designer along. So now we're to round up.
Round up already. Yeah, because we got to get to painting.
Yeah, before we melt.
So I want to remind you that we have a free Wolf Farm Video Podcast button with any paid order. You just ask for that when you're checking out in the comments section. Just say, hey, I'd like one of those buttons to decorate my knitting bag or my butt monster or however you want to use it. Go ahead and ask for one of those, and we'll be happy to stick one in with the order when we ship that off. But I think that's about it. So
until next time,
let's get cracking.
Hatch
a knit.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.